Hello everyone! In this video, I would like to give you general guidelines for designing materials for students and also the example. Here are several things that you have to consider in designing material. The first and the most important factors to be considered is the learner. The material design is supposed to be relevant, interesting, motivating, and meeting specific individual needs. Then clearly, teacher must ensure they know their learners really well. Second aspect is the curriculum and the context that will significantly impact on the decision about teaching material. Many teachers are bound with curriculum, defining the content, skill, and values to be taught, and the context in which the teaching and learning occurs will impact on the types of material that may need to be designed. The next one is resources and facilities. Clearly, teachers must be realistic about what they can achieve in the term of material design and production within the limitation of available resources and facilities. The next aspect is personal confidence and competence. Personal confidence and competence are factors that will determine an individual teacher's willingness to embark on material development. This will influence by the teacher's level of teaching experience and their perceived creativity or artistic skills, and overall understanding of the principle of material design and production. Copyright compliance is the next aspect. Teachers need to be aware of restriction that copyright laws place on the copying of authentic material, published materials, and materials downloaded from the internet for use in the classroom. The last one is time. It is important to consider the ways to make the time manageable. Here I'm going to give you the example of the material I designed for my students for teaching passive voice. I made the material in the form of module as the guideline for my students and I to conduct the activity in the classroom. I get the graphic for the module from freepik.com. You can get a lot of free design without any copyright infringement as long as you put the credit on the freepik.com. But I told you to consider for a commercial use. I use Adobe Illustrator to design and Adobe InDesign to make the layout of my module. For the observing activity, I give my students 2 descriptive texts to be read. The descriptive text contains some passive sentences. They have to write down the sentences in the exercise after the text. I also put the example of the sentences. And the next section is grammar. Grammar corner. In this section, I give the students the formula and the explanation of the use of passive voice. There are 4 types of passive voice that is written in the module, such as affirmative, negative, interrogative, and 5W and H question. The next section is vocabulary in focus. In this section, the students are given lists of verbs in infinitive and past participle form. The knowledge of past participle is important to in the use of passive voice. After the students learn about the past participle, they will get a group activity. They have to match the infinitive in the left and its past participle form in the right. The next activity is filling the blank of a passage. In this activity, the students have to fill the blank with verbs that have been provided under the passage. However, in this exercise, the student have to transform the verb into past participle and add the auxiliary. The objective of this exercise is that the students are able to make passive voice sentences. The last section is the student has to make a descriptive text about their favorite thing. It can be about food, clothes, gadget, and etc. In this activity, the students have to use passive voice in their description. Alright, that's all for today's video about designing material for students. Nothing's wrong with designing your own material for your student as long as it follows the guideline. See you in the next video.